alaykumu salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, may peace and blessings be upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad, his family, his companions, and all those who follow his path with righteousness until the day of judgment. Dear brothers and sisters, today I address you with a message of hope and power that comes directly from Allah, the Master of heaven and earth. You are the chosen one, the one whom God has designated for an important role, a unique mission in this life. And tonight, Allah grants you special permission, a rare privilege, to wield a powerful weapon, a spiritual weapon that can change the course of your life and protect you from anything that could distance you from the divine light. Being a chosen one is not a light burden, nor an honor to be taken lightly. It is a sacred calling, a sign of Allah's trust in you. You carry within you a strength many ignore, an ability to overcome trials, resist temptations, and advance on the path of truth, even when darkness seems to invade your heart. This weapon that Allah allows you to use tonight is the key to unlocking this hidden strength, this inner light that will guide you through the darkest night. In our tradition, night is a special time, a time when the veil between heaven and earth is thinner, when annals descend, and when prayers are heard and answered. This sacred time is an opportunity for the believer to elevate their souls, reconnect with their Creator, and claim victory over their weaknesses. Tonight, Allah empowers you to take up this weapon, not a material one, but a spiritual force. Perhaps night prayer, dhikr, reciting the Quran, or renewed faith, to combat the darkness that seeks to engulf you. This is a privilege that many would envy, but few know how to recognize or grasp. Do not let this unique opportunity pass you by, for the time is near, and the path of the chosen one is strewn with obstacles that require courage and determination. Prepare yourself, rise up, and use this weapon with the conviction that Allah is with you. He is the one who guides, protects, and grants victory to His sincere servants. This message is a call to your heart, a divine breath that awakens the spiritual warrior within you. Remember that every night can be a new opportunity, a new beginning. Perhaps tonight is that decisive moment when you decide to change your life, to walk with confidence and faith, armed with the sacred weapon that Allah has allowed you to use. Tonight, this weapon that Allah has allowed you to use is more powerful than all the weapons in the world. It is not made of metal, it causes no visible damage, but it has the power to transform your soul, to repel the darkness, and to break the invisible chains that hold you captive. This weapon is sincere prayer, dhikr, the constant remembrance of Allah in your heart and on your lips, and above all, the deep faith that connects you directly to your Creator. In the Quran, Allah teaches us, those who believe, migrate, and strive in the cause of Allah with their wealth and their lives are of highest rank with Allah. Surah At-Tawbah 9:20. The struggle here is not only physical, it is also spiritual. Using this spiritual weapon means fighting against one's own weaknesses, against doubt, fear, and the distractions of this world. It is an inner battle that requires patience, perseverance, and complete trust in God's mercy. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The best of deeds is prayer at its proper time." Authentic hadith. Prayer is that essential weapon that you can wield at any time, especially the night prayer, tahajjud, which brings the servant closer to his Lord. It is an intimate conversation between you and Allah, a sacred moment when your supplications are more likely to be heard and answered. Dhikr, or the remembrance of Allah, is also a spiritual weapon of incredible power. When you repeat, La ilaha illallah, There is no God worthy of worship except Allah. With concentration and sincerity, you purify your heart, strengthen your faith, and repel evil thoughts and influences. Dhikr is like an invisible shield that protects the chosen one from the invisible attacks of Satan and the trials of life. This divine weapon is also the study and meditation of the Quran, the living word of Allah. Each verse you memorize, each meaning you ponder, irrigates your heart with a light that dispels the darkness. The Quran is an inexhaustible source of wisdom, healing, and strength. It gives you answers to the challenges you face and guides you to righteousness. Finally, this weapon is firm faith, the conviction that despite trials, Allah is always with you. It gives you the strength to get back up after every fall, to keep moving forward even when all seems lost. Faith transforms fear into courage, doubt into certainty, and weakness into power. So what Allah allows you to use tonight is a powerful combination: prayer, dhikr, reading the Quran, and deep faith. It is a unique spiritual weapon, accessible to all those who want to fight for their soul and their future. Never underestimate the power of this weapon. It is invisible to the world, but it is formidable before Allah and all that seeks to harm you. Tonight, by wielding it with sincerity, you can change your life, push back the darkness, and open the door to the divine light that illuminates your path. Night holds a special place in Islamic spirituality, a time when the veil between heaven and earth seems to thin, when the souls of believers can rise, purify themselves, and reconnect with their Creator. It is in this apparent darkness that divine light shines with unparalleled intensity. The sacred hour is not only a time of rest for the body, but a time of renewal for the mind and soul. The Quran emphasizes the importance of the night in several verses, notably in Surah Al-Muzammil. O you, wrapped in your garments, get up at night, except for a short time, half, or a little less, or a little more, and recite the Quran slowly and clearly. We will soon entrust to you a weighty speech. Surah 73, 1-5. This passage shows that night prayer, tahajjud, is a spiritual obligation, a moment of direct dialogue with Allah, where the believer puts himself in a position of listening and submission. Why does Allah grant this special permission to take up this weapon precisely at night? Because it is during this time that hearts are most receptive, minds clearest, and souls most open. The solitude and silence of the night allow for a concentration and humility that are difficult to achieve in the tumult of day. It is a time when sincerity can be fully expressed, free from distractions. The night is also a time when angels descend, as revealed by the Prophet, especially during the night of destiny, Laylat al-Qadr, which is worth more than 1,000 months. It is a blessed occasion, an opportunity offered by Allah to erase sins, renew faith, and receive exceptional blessings. Using this spiritual weapon tonight is to align with this divine dynamic. It is to seize a unique opportunity in the year, the month, or even the week. The night also strengthens spiritual discipline. It requires the believer to overcome fatigue, to rise despite the comfort of sleep, to fight against laziness and negligence. This struggle is a form of worship in itself, for it reveals deep sincerity and devotion. The reward is not only in the act, but in the very resistance to the forces that seek to prevent you from drawing closer to Allah. Moreover, the night is a refuge from the temptations of the world. During the day, the heart is often distracted by worries, responsibilities, and material temptations. The night, on the other hand, offers a sacred space to refocus, purify one's intentions and renew one's commitment. It is a moment of calm that strengthens faith and prepares one to face the challenges of the next day with a clear mind and a peaceful heart. In this light, the weapon Allah allows you to use tonight takes on its full meaning. It becomes a means of elevation, purification, and spiritual combat. It is not a mere habit or ritual, but a divine strategy to enable you to triumph in this life and in the hereafter. This is why scholars emphasize the importance of not neglecting night prayer, even if it is short. The Prophet said, "The prayer most beloved to Allah is the prayer of David, which consisted of praying half the night or a third or a sixth." Sahih Hadith. This regularity in the night is the key to a deep and lasting connection with Allah. Finally, using this weapon at night is also a manifestation of trust and humility. Trust because you rely fully on Allah. Humility because you recognize that without Him, you can do nothing. The spiritual weapon, when used with faith, becomes a shield against evil, a guide in the darkness, and a source of eternal light. Tonight, as you prepare to take up this weapon, remember that you are not alone. The angels are by your side, the Prophet is praying for you, and Allah is closer than ever. Make this night a turning point in your life, a time when your faith strengthens, your inner light ignites, and your heart fills with peace. This power you hold in your hands tonight is not merely an ordinary force, but a spiritual weapon fashioned by the will of Allah Himself. It is a power that transcends the limitations of this material world, a divine energy that works within the heart of the believer to purify, strengthen, and elevate him above trials. Using this weapon doesn't just mean speaking words or reciting verses, but rather a deep connection with the Almighty, a total and sincere surrender that transforms your life. This weapon acts as an invisible shield, repelling negative influences, doubts, fears, and temptations that seek to lead you astray. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "Verily, Allah is with those who fear Him and those who do good." Surah An-Nahl 16:128. This divine proximity is the source of your power. When you invoke Allah with faith, with a pure heart, you are never alone. This weapon is also the unshakable trust you place in Him, the certainty that His protection is the most powerful of all. Sometimes you feel weak, helpless, as if the forces of evil or life's difficulties are crushing you. It is precisely at this moment that this weapon becomes essential. It reminds you that true strength comes not from you, but from Allah. It teaches you patience and perseverance, two essential qualities for advancing on this spiritual path. It's important to understand that this spiritual weapon requires constant commitment. It isn't something you wield once and then lay down. Every day and every night, you must wield it, strengthening it through prayer, dhikr, reciting the Quran, and sincere meditation. This process builds your character, purifies your soul, and builds a strong bond between you and Allah. You are the chosen one, the one entrusted with this weapon for a specific reason. This is not an accident or a coincidence. It is a clear sign of divine will, a call to take your responsibility seriously. Every time you use this weapon, you participate in a sacred battle against the forces of misguidance and ignorance. Never forget that victory belongs to Allah alone, but He chooses His chosen ones to be the bearers of His light on earth. This weapon you wield is a manifestation of His mercy and power. It allows you to overcome obstacles, purify your heart, and walk confidently on the path He has laid out for you. Be vigilant, for the enemy never sleeps. Satan and his agents are constantly seeking to divert the elect from their mission. But you, with this spiritual weapon, have the power to repel their attacks. It is your refuge, your fortress, your source of light in the darkness. In conclusion, this weapon that Allah allows you to use tonight is a priceless treasure. It is a source of power that will guide, protect, and support you throughout your life. Embrace it with faith, humility, and determination. See it as a divine gift, a means to draw closer to your Creator. Tonight, the power you have received is an immense responsibility, a sacred mission that transcends the limits of the visible. This divine weapon you hold in your hands is not simply a means of protection. It is a key to unlocking the doors of change, to transforming not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Allah has chosen you to be a beacon in the darkness, a guide for lost souls, a bearer of His shining light. Understand that this weapon is the result of careful preparation, sincere commitment, and constant spiritual discipline. It is not to be wielded lightly. Every prayer, every invocation, every moment spent meditating on the Quran strengthens this weapon, making it sharper and more powerful. It is the fruit of an intimate connection with Allah, a constant dialogue between you and your Lord. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Whoever rises at night to pray, Allah prepares for him a light that will guide him during the day." Hadith. This light is the manifestation of the spiritual weapon you wield. It illuminates your path, even in the darkest moments, even when the challenges seem insurmountable. It is a light that never fades, for it is nourished by faith, patience, and trust in Allah. But this weapon isn't just for your personal protection. It's also a tool for spreading good, for inspiring and motivating others. By using this weapon, you become a role model, a living example of the power of faith and perseverance. You show that, despite trials, it is possible to remain steadfast, to move forward with courage, and to maintain hope. Allah says in the Quran, "You are the best of nations that have been raised up for mankind. You enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong, and you believe in Allah." Surah Al-Imran 310. You, the chosen one, are called to embody this responsibility, to use this weapon not only for yourself, but for the entire community. It is a call to be a builder, a bearer of justice, a devoted servant. Remember that every moment spent using this spiritual weapon is a victory over the forces of evil. It is an act of faith, a testament to your trust in divine wisdom. This power is a constant reminder that no matter the obstacles, Allah is always with you, guiding your steps, strengthening your heart, illuminating your path. In short, this weapon is much more than just a tool. It is a source of personal and collective transformation, a means to achieve inner peace and spread divine light around you. Use it with humility, with devotion, and with the deep conviction that every effort you make is seen and rewarded by Allah. This very moment, when you hold this spiritual weapon in your hands, marks a decisive turning point in your life. Allah has granted you an immense privilege, a sacred power that transcends time and space, and which has the capacity to transform your destiny. This weapon is not a mere tool. It is the tangible manifestation of divine mercy, a direct channel between your heart and the Creator, capable of breaking all chains, dispelling all shadows, and bringing light into the darkest corners of your existence. It is crucial to understand that this power is not a random favor, nor a superficial gift. It is a clear sign that you have been chosen to fulfill a unique mission, a responsibility that few souls will ever have the chance to bear. It is not an easy path, far from it. It requires total commitment, unwavering determination, and above all, profound humility. For whoever wields this weapon must always remember that all victory comes from Allah alone. That true strength lies in submission and trust in Him. In times when the temptation to doubt or weaken creeps into your heart, remember the words of the Prophet Muhammad. The strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer, but there is good in each. Sahih Muslim. This strength, this resilience, is not just physical or mental, it is spiritual. It is a reflection of your living faith, your intimate relationship with Allah, and your ability to tap into this inexhaustible source of divine energy. You must also remember that this weapon is not intended to be used for selfish interests or personal desires. It is a means to uphold justice, protect the weak, guide the erring, and build a world founded on peace and truth. It is a call to become an exemplary servant, a model of righteousness, a bearer of light in a world often plunged into darkness. May this message be a source of deep inspiration and motivation. May the peace of Allah always be with you. May He guide you in every step, protect you against all adversity, and give you the strength to accomplish the mission for which you were chosen. Remember, the weapon you wield tonight is a precious gift, a sacred bond with your Creator, a promise of eternal light. Use it with faith, with love, and with the certainty that you are never alone.